Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. I want to share with you a fun technique of doing tone on tone and just a little bit of citrus green I'm going to put in there. Actually, this one's happy green. We're using, no, it is citrus green, citrus green. These are multi-surface paints I'm using. I have wicker white, cobalt blue, some floating medium, and I'm going to use, I've got a 12, a 16, and a 3/4. So I'm going to start with a 3/4. It's another relaxing paint with Donna Dewberry. And I've heard some wonderful suggestions and comments from you guys. And I appreciate you so much joining in each week and seeing what I've got next to happen to create and to teach you. So let's share with our friends, and thank you so much for all the support, and I hope to be able to share something that you really love today. All right. So we're going to take a deep breath, blow out, and relax. So this is what I want you to do with each stroke. I want you to take a breath and just try one stroke at a time with me. All right. So I dampen my brush first and I lay it on the paper towel for the excess water to go out. This is my 3/4 flat, and I'm going to dip in to the blue and side load the white. And if I go right between the two, it works wonderful. But if you aren't, I mean, you might have a color already on the other side, you would dip the main color, side stroke the second color. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. And I had comments about moving my camera because I was covering the stroke. I'm dipping in medium and working that in a little bit more. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful today. And see, I've got that morning throat this time so far. Look, there we go. All right, so I am using again today this scrapbooking paper. It's one of my scrapbooking papers from years ago. So I know there's paper like this out there. It just makes a real simple paper to work with to get my stroke done for you. All right, I'm going to hold way back here so you see, and I'm going to do 2 lines. I'm going to slide up to a point. All right, I've got a shadow here, so let me come over. And then I'm going to I slide up to the tip of the petal, reverse direction, push down. So when I reverse direction of the bristles, I push down and I stand up. So what I did was I came from here to here. Okay. Now I keep going over here. Keep going over here and flattening the brush and picking up more paint. And that's what you want to do to keep that nice smooth look. So now I'm going to come over on both of these sides. All right. And I'm going to turn this. If you're lefty, put it so it's comfortable for you. It might be more comfortable to slide and go this way. All right. But it's not, I can't, each left-handed person adapts to the right-handed world their own way. So I'm going to touch here. I'm going to wiggle a little bit and stand up. All right. So it's just a light wiggle, reverse the direction of the bristles, push down hard, and then stand up and roll that chisel around. Remember, this is the chisel of the brush. Now watch me. I come back over here and just flatten and get more white. I'm not getting more blue. All right, so now this is an arrow. I want you to see. This is an arrow, and that's part of the arrow point. All right, so let's turn it this way. If you're lefty, you've got to figure out what works for you best. All right, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to wiggle slightly up to the point, reverse direction of the bristles, push down hard, stand up, and roll the chisel. So I have pressure and then I release, okay? So there you go. So, all right, we've got the center and then the 2 sides. Now I am dipping blue this time and working more white in. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I have an arrow there, a point of an arrow here, and then I'm going to come out like this to get the two bottom parts of this iris. Now look, I'm right here, and I'm going to wiggle and come down, and I'm going to curve and wiggle back and roll. You have to practice this a few times. I'm not saying this is super easy, so I just want you to see. I'm going to turn this side this way. Now this center is where the dark blue is going to slide. So here's this part. Wiggle, 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 then come and make a nice curve. And see, I'm still flat. See how I'm flat with the brush? And I get to here and I roll the brush all the way up and bring it in. Okay, I don't want that spot to look like that. So I'm going to do this again. So the white's out here. I didn't have enough white for it to show. There you go. Now roll the brush and stand up. See how good that looks? So I can do this other side. If you don't like what you've done, you pick up fresh paint and you restroke it. There we go. Okay, now I'm not going to put the center in there right now. I'm going to now come over and get more paint. Y'all can see me pick up more paint. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to do a flower from here. Slide in. Wiggle out and slide in. Okay, so this is a half of a blossom. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take my 2 script liner and get some inky blue. And what I'll do is I'll add white to this later, but for right now, I'm going to touch and lift, touch and lift, touch and lift. Oops. Get a little bit more blue, touch and lift back here. All right. Now what's going to happen is I got more fresh white. Okay. Now I'm going to come here. I'm going to come from here. Are y'all with me? Now watch that again. It's really soft. I grab that petal. I wiggle up. I'm sliding down. I go up, 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 and then I fill it back in. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up more white, and I'm just going to come here and do this. I got to work that in. I'm going to come right here, wiggle in and out, let it hang a little bit, and slide back up. So it's the side of a blossom. All right, and all these, we're going to keep pulling. I'll put some little leaves in here. All right. So let's see. This is because we're doing all the same type of flowers. So this, and coming back in, is going to be part of the bud for this flower, this iris. And what they've done on an iris is it keeps coming back with 2 to 3 petals. Watch that. I slide up, then I slide down, or you can take this and push down and slide back. But I think that needs to go out a little bit. There we go. And that's the bud. So it's just 3 strokes. I'm going to put a couple strokes there to kind of close that off. Okay, so we can also have a couple rosebuds that are going to lay right in here. So I've gone up and over. Then I'm going to touch right here, make a U. Touch here, make another U, and another little piece of one. Okay, so let's just get a little bit closer. And we're going to come right here and make it really tight in there. And then I can come from this and line there and bring it over. And this line and bring it over. So I'm not worried about this a whole lot because I can put little leaves, calyx on that. Let's see, you want to see layers of that rosebud? All right. Now I'm going to just make a little wiggle. This in our stroke study, our simple strokes, we did this petal last week. So if you did this petal, you push down, you wiggle, touch, wiggle slightly, and slide back down. All right. So a lot of you are worried about overlapping flowers, but we can make it look really pretty when you overlap. All right. So let's see, what's another flower? This one's kind of big. All right. So I'm going to go down to a smaller size. But before I do, let's put some leaves on here. So I'm going to use the 12 flat that was already dampened, ready to go. Dip, work it in. I can get a little bit of medium. That medium's running. We made the medium just a little bit thicker so it doesn't do that as much. All right, so I'm going to take and do some little leaves, which are at the base of the flower. And I'm going to come here because I don't want this being on top of this flower petal here. Okay, so I fixed it. Not quite, did I? There we go. All right, I'm going to put some stamens in there and they'll be yellow. Okay, so right here, I'm going to slide up on the chisel, push and slide up on the chisel, push and slide up. Let's get some more white. Okay, so that's up there. And then let's do some calyx here, or little teeny leaves right up here by the base. Sometimes I even use an 8 or a 6 and do these little teeny leaves. Okay. Now I can come in here and put a little bit of a stem here. I'm pulling that cobalt. And I'm going to tap some little dots in there afterwards. All right. So I'm also, let's come here and I'm going to push down, do a blade, a leaf from that iris. And I can put a couple of leaves from that flower. And I'm going to come up here and do another blade because that's what would be next to this iris bud. And watch this, push and lift. Now this was last week's lesson on simple strokes, or how to do these slider leaves. Uh-oh, I didn't have it there, so I'm going to do it again. Push down at an angle, slide as I lift. All right, so go check those out. They're single stroke leaves, and they're on my simple stroke lesson, okay? Every week I'm going to give you a different lesson. Okay, so now I'm going to take this 12. Now what I do with the 12 and smaller is I load it all with one color, the darkest color, whatever color that I want to be the predominant. Then I'm going to side stroke the second color, which is going to be white. Okay, dip and stroke. This is side stroking. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a daisy. And what I do with the daisy is I do the clock. 12, 3, 6. I know y'all probably see me do this. And 9. And then I'm going to come in between here and put a couple in between each section. Push and lift. Push and lift. And we want to do this so there's light in the middle. You don't want it to be the same size all the way in. Okay, so I can put a little bit of a piece of a daisy here to disguise a little bit. A few little shorter strokes. Can you see that? Just a little bud. And I'm going to come right here and do the clock again. Look how important this is. Push, lift, push, lift. And I'm going to be doing this Friday. You're going to be practicing this on simple strokes. How to use chisel strokes to make different flowers. How fun is that? All right. So I'm just splattering some of these daisies. Now I'm going to flip the brush over and I'm going to put my dot right there. And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to push and lift all the way around. Using the clock will help you. But some people feel like they're okay without having the clock. But look, it makes it so easy for you. Because all I did was the same colors were loaded on this brush. Same colors. And I just flipped the brush. So whatever follows. If I'm going this way, the dark blue is following. If I go this way, wait a minute. If I flip the brush and I pull, then the white is following. Whatever follows is the prominent color. The prominent color following here is blue. And I can come right in here and the blue's leading. So the white is following. Okay. Now I want you to see, just seeing on all blue and white design can be really pretty sometimes. I'm going to pull some little strokes down. I'm leading with the blue. That means this white's going to be standing out the most. Okay. All right, so it's just all blue and white. I can also wiggle out to a point, and I pull a stem in. All right, these little guys have, look what happens with daisy leaves. All right, so I'm going to come out here, and they go like this. It's a loop, loop, loop. Now watch it over here. I'm going to get some more white. Out, out, in, and you pull a stem. Now you're pulling the stem on the chisel, but you're lifting, you touch, lift the front, and just drag the little bristles. All right. Now I'm going to come back in because I decided to put that leaf in there later and redo the white strokes, daisy petals on top of that leaf. See how that looks better? All right, and then I'm going to pull the stem into the middle. Okay. Now when I'm doing my leaves, I did 1, 2. I need one in the middle. 1, 2, 3. I always build it 1, 2, 3, or I put a single one. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, and then I pull the stems into those. All right. So let me show you what's going to happen here. I'm going to put some white with the green, white, and the citrus green, wicker white, citrus green. I'm on the 12. Are y'all breathing? Take a deep breath. Think about what you're blessed with today. I want you to think about all day long, all day about coming back and painting with me, but I want you to think of what positive things you can think of all day. You could think, it's going to be positive when I go paint this afternoon. Or I'm going to start my morning off with painting something fun today. Okay. It's nice to have the time to do something that you want to do instead of all the stuff you have to do. Now I put 1 single stroke back. Then I do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I keep putting little strokes in between. Okay, and those are the stamens. And I've got the citrus. See, I'm just on the chisel edge, just like those little daisy strokes. So it's fun little strokes. Can you see that? I'm trying to stay out of in front of the camera for you. All right. Now the other thing I can do, I'm going to take my liner. These are my signature brushes, the 1-stroke signature brushes, and they're the lavender and white, and I have even double loaders and all to match those that are lavender. And then this is my 1-stroke regular student brushes that are really good. Good, better, best. These are really good. You can always use my set as the best ones. All right, so we're going to dot. And those are on onestroke.com. If you go to onestroke.com, you can get all the stuff that I use. See, I'm dip dotting. I also like to put just some little ones in here, but those might be white. Let's put some of these green in here. You can dot 2 or 3 times, but the dots get smaller and smaller. All right, so I'm going to come out here. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to streak my 2 script liner, and I'm usually doing that inky, but I'm going to streak across the white. Many people thought you did inky with floating medium. You only do inky on this brush with water, never floating medium. Okay, so look, I'm going to do little stamens where I touch and lift on the ends of those, and it gives you the white and the citrus at one time. All right, I can also come in here on these little guys. I'm laying the brush and I'm lifting with the white. Lift, lift. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things you can do that look really good too. I can take just the white, fresh paint, not dry paint, and I'm going to dip dot and put little white dots. Okay, little white dots. Are you having fun yet? This is a quick and easy. Let's put some dots in here. Little clusters. I call them little berry dots or little flowers. Isn't that kind of fun? Just aside, I can put a cluster. Oops. I'm laying on the side of the brush. I've got to go straight up and down. Okay. All right. See if there's any place else. I think right in here would look good. All right, is that kind of fun? Now what I want to finish with is this liner. I'm going to go into water and make this brush really inky. Now the medium's getting in there, and that's not going to be good. The inky needs water. Medium's going to make it not move as easy for you. Okay. I got super wet on an airboat ride today, so I am losing my voice. All right, I'm going to make a little circle. I'm going to touch, and my little finger is taking me wherever I want to go. All right, so let's do that again. We roll the brush out. I'm going to take my little finger, and I'm going to touch, and I'm pulling away from the flower. You can also, until you feel more comfortable, see my little finger? I can touch and just do a little curl coming out. Watch that again. I'm touching and I'm pulling out. Oops. You want to take and make a circle. All right. I'm also going to sign my name with this down here. All downward strokes. Need more paint. Down, down, down. And so you might break those strokes up sometime. I do all caps so that I can do it easier. Over and back down. All right, so I'm going to turn this around. I got my name really big there. My little finger is moving this around for me. Okay, so a few little curls. And there we go. All right. Oh, I got. That's the only thing with paper, you can't take it off after you've done it. So citrus and cobalt and white. All right, so it's kind of fun. It's on the citrus green scrapbooking paper. I love that you're sharing this with everybody. It makes me really happy to see you guys painting something that I taught you and doing those hearts with rosebuds that so many of you did. I was so thrilled. They were so beautiful. So enjoy this. Share it with somebody. Share it on Donna Dewberry's official One Stroke group and share it with all of us, okay? I would love to see what you accomplish with that. So what you do is you watch me do the first stroke, you stop it, you watch it again till you feel comfortable, practice it and start again. So just put a few flowers together and look what you can make. All right, and I even have framed these, they're fun. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.